we're going to go and break a Guinness World Record. Let's do it. We're here for another attempt to break the Guinness World Record for the most number of Volvos in parade together. Did it a few years ago now at Bruntingthorpe, which is down near Loughborough, and didn't get it because there was too many big gaps, although there was a lot of cars turned up. I think we need 600 to break the record, but last time it was closer to, I think it was about 1,800, 1,900 turned up. Now they've restricted the numbers a little bit this year, but there's still probably over 1,000, something like that. So it's going to be a good turnout. I think it'll take a couple of attempts today, but I think they'll do it.
You're right.
My first car was one of these 740 GL Saloon. Mine was a slightly different colour though. It wasn't the SE, it was just the GL.
Is this the one that you drove over a mountain range at 100 miles an hour and broke the rear axle?
I broke the rear axle, but not doing that.
You told me you did.
Yeah, because it sounded cooler. Last time there was like a random Ford Mondeo in the pack with a driver saying, I just followed all these people who looked like they were going somewhere interesting. This looks like a Volvo Amazon in remarkably good condition.
Is it an Amazon Prime?
Oh, you made that joke before and it wasn't funny then.
I know, I was hoping on repeat it would be.
Probably didn't look that good when it went to the factory. I suspect that the first time round there'll be a few people who manage to mess it up, and hopefully it's not us. We've got to follow within 2 car lengths of the car in front, and everybody's got to do that. So the trick is to actually go quite slowly, and that's why it failed last time, was because the the marshals put their foot down, and we were doing like 40-50 miles an hour around the lap, which was just silly. But this time I think they've learned from that, and it should be a good attempt. I think what they need to do is get everybody rolling slowly, going round bumper to bumper, like into first gear, and let it just dribble round on the idle sort of thing. And then, once we've done a few laps, we're up to speed, the gaps have closed up, then we do our hot lap, which is the one that's the record attempt. Slow and steady wins the day. Just chug round in first gear, 5 miles an hour. No point in trying to be a hero, putting your foot down. It's not required for this. I think they would have really benefited from like an event radio, so that we could all tune in and know exactly what was going on, and it would make it much easier to control the pack. Because they'd say, start your engines, everybody would start your engines. It's like engage first gear, everybody in the pack would do that. And then when they say start moving, then like 1,000 cars would all start rolling at the same time, because they'd know to. They have the other half of our multi-pass, and we've got our number, so that's the new number for
419.
Yeah, it's all 490. So basically, there's 418 in front of us. I think they need 600 to break the record.
They call it Volvo 600. I'm assuming that's what they're aiming for. So yeah,
600
I think we're going to get there.
breaks the record, so anything above it is like bonus to make it harder for anybody else to beat the record. Last time the attempt was made. A friend of mine, his father's car got number 1472.
Wow.
So they did have quite a lot at that time, but I think there's only 800 here today. Cheese it, the fuzz.
We're in. We're on the way. We're doing it.
Yeah. Oh, hello.
Is concentrating on this difficult, or?
It is, because people just keep racing off and then coming to a grinding halt, when actually what they should be doing is what I'm doing now. First gear, let it crawl on the idle.
Yeah, slow and steady wins the day.
Yeah, it's like Billy, don't be a hero. What I'm doing is I can see the rest of the field over there, and the problem is that there's some people who are holding back and creating a big gap. Other people are then racing ahead, hammer down, then anchors out, grinding stop, and it's sending a wave back through the pack, which means that we're now stationary because somebody somewhere was driving like a prat. we just lacked information at the start, and I still think that an event radio that we could have all tuned into would have actually ironed out a lot of the problems that they faced. Once we got on the move, it actually seemed all right. There were a few people who were, for whatever reason, opening up massive gaps or stopping, and we'll see whether that affects the record attempt or not. But, you know, it felt like it went better than the last one. I'd like to send out a huge thanks to everybody who supports me on Patreon. And an extra special huge thanks goes out to Anthony Kidson, Offshore Allen, oorail.co.uk, Michael Lockie, Helen Sink, Peter Bolton, Brian and Dorothy Mudd, Gary Lewis, David Quinn, Sparky107107, George Botterini, Chris Moss, Robert Steers, MD of San Juan Model Company and Grantline Products, Sam Yates, Dale Williams, John N. from NC, NYMRish, Jonathan Foster, Peter, Graham Foster, Clifford Ison, Larry W. Grant, and NI Railways 4000 class. Thank you. Without you guys, I couldn't do this.